Everybody, this is Mike from Reelblack TV, and today we've got a special treat for you. We're with Maggie Q, who is the protege in the new film, The Protégé.
That's right.
Most people are good. Some people are bad. But you're the rare gift. So get in and get out. You can always think on your feet anyway.
Not so much tonight.
We sent away so many prematurely. Either by my hand or through you.
We never sent anyone away who didn't have it coming. But we all have to pay for our sins eventually.
How cool is that?
Really cool. I'm so excited that this is finally coming out in theaters the way we wanted it to. It's really a treat.
Yeah, well, it's you,
yes,
Sam Jackson,
yeah,
Michael Keaton, the director of Casino Royale, which is one of the best James Bond movies,
truly,
and the writer of the Equalizer movies. So on paper, it's already got a lot of promise. But I honestly tell you, from seeing it, I really enjoyed it.
Oh, I'm so glad. I mean, I guess you have to start with the right elements, right? And you still don't know. It's still a crapshoot. You don't know how it's going to turn out. But we really had a leg up in terms of who was involved, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, what I really enjoyed about this film, there's a lot of chick action flicks, right?
Yes.
And you've been in a lot of them already.
Sure.
You're like a quintessential badass
Sure.
in your own right.
Sure.
But what I really enjoyed about this movie, it wasn't like trying to revise history or like put women in situations that men traditionally are.
Right.
Your character is that.
Exactly.
Just that.
Oh, that's a great observation. Yeah, she is who she is. She's not trying to replace anyone or show anyone up. This is like, she was born into this certain situation. She was raised as a certain person, and the expression of who she is a product of her circumstance, right?
Yeah, how do you prepare for that?
Well, it was really interesting because we, you know, Richard's such a well-researched writer, which was so great. It was so great to get a script that you already loved. I mean, we built on it. Richard was super open about our ideas and what we wanted to do with it and how we wanted to change it slightly here and there. But, you know, that doesn't always happen with writers. You know, they're very married to their word. They don't want things, you know, they get very, there's a lot of ego involved with like what needs to, but if you trust your actors and you believe that they're the right people, they're always going to want to enhance the experience and what it is that you put on the page. And I think that's what we did, yeah.
Right. Now, Maggie Q, that's Margaret Quigley.
Denise Quigley. It's
Denise
the
Quigley.
Whitest, most Irish name on the planet. Irish Catholic.
When did you decide you wanted to be Maggie Q?
You know, I didn't. I started my career overseas in Asia and Europe, and I was just moving about, you know, doing my thing. And one of the biggest newspapers in that region had shortened my name because they couldn't pronounce it. They just didn't have the G and the L and all that together. It was too much. So they had printed my last name just as a letter one time, and then because they were the biggest, everyone followed. And then I had no part in it. I had no say in it whatsoever.
I understand.
Yeah.
But wanting all of this, like, when did you say, I have it within myself to be a star? I know I'm going to be this person.
I'm still waiting. Yeah.
Really? You're being modest.
You know, I sort of like, I'm really one of those people in Hollywood who kind of does my job and I go home.
Okay.
Like, I don't really live that lifestyle. You know, my friends are civilians. I'm very, I really, you know, parties and this and being out there out front is really not my thing, you know. So I love the work, but outside of that, it's I don't know. It's sort of, I think it's more important and less dangerous for people to see that in you than for you to see it in yourself.
To go back, I thought it was interesting that you did start your career in Asia, sort of like Bruce Lee did. You know, he's American.
Yeah, he's American, exactly.
And then, I mean, were there people that you patterned your success around? Or?
Oh, God, no. God. First of all, had no clue that success would ever come. Really was just a broke student and was working and, you know, paying for school and doing what I was doing. And then it sort of, I don't know. Sometimes I hate to use the word destiny because it's a bit cheesy, but there's some things that are destined that you really don't even see the big picture on, especially at that young age when I was like in my late teens. I didn't have the big picture at all. And then I sort of look at the journey of going to that side of the world, doing what I was doing, which kind of made no sense, being American, and then came back this way in 2005 to join Hollywood later after I'd already established myself on an entirely different side of the world. It was really backwards the way I did everything, but it's sort of how I do everything in life. It's always backwards. I never go the traditional route. I don't know why, but I think that I was just destined to do things differently.
I love that. I mean, they say that there's like key moments in your life where it could go this way or that way.
Yeah,
I mean, is there like a specific person or moment or event that rings out as...
It was weird because I had been living and working in Hong Kong for about 7 years, and there was an agent from the U.S. that came over there to negotiate with some studio about locations or something like that. And I met him at a party, and he was so shocked to meet me. He was like, "Who are you?" And I said, "Oh, nobody, just living and working, doing my thing." He's like, "But you're American." I said, "I am." And he goes, "Why are you living here? Why are you working here?" I said, "I don't know, it just happened. I ended up here." And he looked at me and he said, "You'll be in Hollywood in 6 months." And I said, I don't think so. And I said, I genuinely had no interest in Hollywood. It wasn't something that was better to me or than what I was doing. I was happy with what I was doing. So I had no desire beyond what was in front of me. And 6 months to the month, I got Mission Impossible and was in Hollywood.
Relationship advice.
Relationship advice. Okay, give me a category.
First dates.
Oh, I've been on so few dates. It's so funny. That's so interesting. You know, for me, I suck at... I mean, I never really dated. I would sort of like, if I met someone and they were my people and I liked them, then that was it. And that was the person I was going to hang out with. But like I never, like I have friends who were sort of like, "Oh, I went on this date on Wednesday and it was okay, and then we went on a different date on Friday." Like I've never done that.
So you're not a Tinder swipe left?
I didn't even know what that was, and actually a friend of mine showed me a dating app, and I was horrified that she was doing this and just judging people on their looks. I don't know. That was horrifying to me.
What,
I thought
what
that was
is it?
awful.
You're looking inside my soul now. What is it?
We need an app where you can see someone's soul. I just sort of feel like, don't you feel like, I don't know, for me, the people I've been most attracted to were people who had something to offer. Mm-hmm. I work with a lot of beautiful people. I work in Hollywood. Like, who cares? Thank your parents. You didn't do anything. You didn't earn that. You know what I mean? That beauty's not earned, but there's other stuff that's earned. And so for me, especially for men, I just find it so much interesting when they have
sound like Julia Roberts.
Way more to offer. Really?
No, when she was with that Lyle Lovett guy.
Oh, really? Is that what she said?
Well, there's nothing Lyle Lovett. Depiction of Asians.
Yeah.
There's, as it helped or hindered you, this idea of this exotic female.
Well, it certainly didn't help me in the beginning because when I first got to Hollywood, I couldn't even get an agent. Nobody wanted me. Everybody was like, it's a little weird. You're known on that side of the world and no one knows you here, and you come in and you're established, but you're not here. You know, it was just this very strange thing where it's so myopic. It's really interesting how Hollywood is a creative business with not a lot of creative people in it. Mm-hmm. You know, their thinking is just so, and it takes one person to say, you know, "Oh, I get this," for everyone else to jump on the bandwagon and say, "Oh yeah, I always got that. I saw that. Yeah,
right.
sure."
It's a race to become second. No one wants to be the first person.
No one wants to be the first person to put themselves out there, especially in a minority capacity, right? Because they sort of like don't know if it's going to work. Not just with audiences, but it's all about bottom line too, right? And so they're sort of like, well, I don't want to stick my neck out and put a minority in something if it's not going to benefit us greatly, you know, which is ironic. But now, you know, they're well aware we live in a global marketplace that cannot be denied. And so now there's this inclusion. I don't know that it's for the right reasons. Doesn't matter, because regardless, you get your shot, you show them your stuff, and you become undeniable.
So is it better or worse than before?
I think it's better in some aspects. I mean, I think that you can't control people's motivations. You know, so I think regardless, if there's opportunity for whoever, take that opportunity and show them what you got.
Are you seeing a diverse range in the types of roles you're being offered now? Like, what's
Well, what I've done from go was I always turned down the sort of stereotypical Asian roles and fought for the roles that were written for white girls. You know, I was like, get me in the room. You may have this idea that it has to be this girl, but I have a different idea. And that was really how I pioneered forward. Because for me, if I'm taking something that's easy for me to get, I'm really not pioneering anything, right? I'm not really fighting for a greater good or making people see minorities differently. And that's who I wanted to be. And I knew that I could because I had the strength to do that. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, I know you're vegan. And how can you come to Philadelphia and not just nibble a cheesesteak?
No, I had a cheesesteak. I had one, and it was, they found me one, a veggie cheesesteak. And I know that's blasphemy, and I know you'll probably never invite me back to the city because I did that. But the fact that they had it available was so nice. It was really nice. So we all had we had like a Philly cheesesteak seance out there the other day, me and my team. It was like the four of us in a circle. And mine looked nothing like a Philly cheesesteak, but I still partook.
You experienced it. You had the experience.
I had the experience, and it was really fun.
I love it. The Protégé, out now in theaters. Go check it out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maggie.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
You keep this up, you're gonna die.
I just wanted to end their life. And anyone standing in my way.
You're intrigued by her. Curious.
Give us bad manners.
No. I'd really like to see you again, under different circumstances.
These are the best circumstances you'll ever see me in.